God, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to your love. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. The way God makes me feel. Like I'm the only person in the entire world. So this morning I ran to the tree. So at a certain point, I debated what page of our family website should I go to today, So I went to page 27 because at a certain point it was 27 minutes past the hour. So I said, let me see what page 27 had to say to me, right? And at the top of the page, it was a message from Dr. Charles Stanley, and which said, obey God and leave the consequences with him. So this was the top of page 27, guys. Obey God and leave the consequences from him. And it's from my Dr. Charles Stanley, right? So immediately after my first slide prayer stopped playing, I just allowed YouTube came up with the next video. Can you believe YouTube on its own came up with that precise message from Dr. Charles Stanley? Listen.
Think about all the lessons I've learned throughout all the years. The most important principle I've ever learned is this one. Obey God, leave all the consequences to him. But there's a second principle that I think is so very important.
How, guys? How could that message show up on its own on YouTube? For YouTube, of all the zillions and zillions and zillions of videos to play, how would they play the exact message that showed up on page 27, guys? Tell me that I go to page, just discerning in my spirit, God, what page should I go to today for our time alone together? And for that one to show up. And for YouTube, after I prayed my prayer, for YouTube to come up and play that Dr. Charles Stanley message. How, guys? How? Tell me how. Other than it was God arranging another glimmer to just let me know that he's with me.
Think about all the lessons I've learned throughout all the years. The most important principle I've ever learned is this one. Obey God, leave all the consequences to him. But there's a second principle that I think
God is intimately involved in every moment of our lives, and up to us to get him involved. Every move we make, every decision we make, guys, we got to involve God. Okay? Knowing there's never a moment that his presence not with us. I know my brother Kerry be getting tired of me because I share his messages on YouTube. And the one that he shared, I went, like I said, I can't have any of these words of wisdom from Kerry to go to waste. So I be stalking him, And so I went to one, and I loved it so much, guys. So I just did like a small little clip of it. I want to play it for you guys.
First, but I've never noticed this one particular part of the scripture where the Apostle Paul says to us, he said, I have learned the secret of living in every situation, right? And it made me go down a rabbit hole just thinking about this secret, because he was like, the way that Paul describes it is like it's a secret, like it's something that not many people know, or like it isn't common knowledge, or it's something that's hidden, or it's something that's tucked away, And he said he's had to learn that secret, right, of living in every situation, whether it's a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. And you know what, Dero? It reverts back to what you said just now about the meek, right? Because in that translation, remember it says the meek is humility without pretending, right? And this is what the secret was, because the Lord said the meek shall inherit the earth. The Apostle Paul is telling us that he had to learn the secret. The secret was to be meek. It was to be humble without pretending. That is how you inherit the earth, because at the end of the day, you, no matter what situation you're in, no matter whether you have a lot or you have a little, whether you have anything and whether you have nothing, at the end of the day, it's about how you humble yourself in the presence of God, because only Him could change your situation around, and the faith that you pour into this and the faith that you pour into Him is what is going to turn that situation around. But guess what? Whether or not the situation...
You guys hear that? Our faith in God's presence is what can turn any situation around. Just knowing just how he had that Dr. Charles Stanley video to play. To say, Nick, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. And just having that presence, walking with you 24/7, giving you the courage and the boldness and the love and the favor, walking with you, the wisdom, the guidance, the approval, the tact, the personality, everything in your life, that presence of God, baby. So I don't want you guys to miss out on this. I don't want to be this addicted to God's love by myself. I want you here with me, man. Okay? Like Carrie said, the presence of God will take us through any and every situation we face. So tell God, today, I want a closer walk with you. I'd be running to that God tree like, oh, God, I can handle all these things. But by the time I get back from listening to my prayer guides and everything, I'm like, God, what is impossible for you? What I can't do with you by my side, God? It's just for us to discern His voice. Like when He said, Nikki, go to page 27 of your family's website. That's where I want you to go today. And Dr. Charles Stanley talked about joy in trials. And I'm like, God, how can we have joy in our trials? And the way we have joy in our trials, guys, because we know that God is using every trial for our good. You know what He told me under the tree today, by the tree? He said, don't you think I'm using this trial as a way for you to take a firmer grip on my hand? Wow, guys. To take a firmer grip on His hand, I would go through 10 times worse than I've been going through, knowing that this God's presence is with me, guys. Nothing better than that. Nothing better than knowing you have God Himself by your side. Nobody can tell me that YouTube came up with that Dr. Charles Stanley thing on its own. It was just God making your girl here aware of His presence with her, and for you to know He's with you too, okay? The presence of God will get us through anything this life brings our way. Peace.